restaurant scene in and around the Pittsburgh area. I'm your host, Carter Pounder, and tonight we look at the Chrysanthemum Court, a new addition to the stable of trendy, reasonably priced restaurants in the Green Tree area. Situated in a former garter belt warehouse, the Chrysanthemum Court is divided into a number of intimate, well-appointed dining alcoves and separate rooms. On our recent visit, we were shown into one of the latter, a room with a single large table with a white tablecloth and a centerpiece of yellow mums. The lighting was subdued, but not so much that we could not admire the cinder block walls, the bars over the single tiny window, and the steel reinforced door that slammed shut behind us and remained locked from the outside for the next 48 hours. Midway through that period, someone slipped our menus under the door, as well as the wine list, and at the end of the second day, the waiter came to take our order. I requested an appetizer of fettuccine alfredo, Cornish hen Madagascar, rice pilaf, and broccoli amandine. My associate ordered a shrimp scampi appetizer, baked flounder, and pasta primavera. We opted to split a bottle of Chalon Riesling, a remarkably good value at $17. At the maître's insistence, we then stripped naked and stood facing the wall, spread eagle, until the appetizers arrived 3 days later. The waiter came by twice, once to ask if we'd like cocktails while we were waiting, and once to beat us up. The fettuccine was firm and flavorful, made with cheese of excellent quality. The scampi was delicious, though made with less garlic than some might like. There was a 6-week wait for the main course, during which time we survived by eating the mums and bits of the carpeting, and by sucking the condensation off the window. By the time we were served, we were beginning to feel somewhat impatient with the service. The waiter had come around only 4 times to berate us. However, in all fairness, judging from the screams we heard through the door, this was an unusually busy year for the restaurant. In any case, the food was worth the wait. The Cornish hen was tender and succulent with a subtle seasoning that defied analysis. The broccoli was a bit overdone for my taste, still it was fresh and generously served. There was an amusing mix-up with the wine. The bottle was labeled Chalon Riesling, but what it contained was gasoline with a piece of rag in place of the cork. When I pointed this out, the wine steward was profusely apologetic, and after giving me the most cursory of pistol whippings, went to fetch a replacement. A bottle of the correct vintage was on the table within 2 months. Midway through the main course, the chef came to our table, pronounced my associate guilty of treason against the human race, and shot her to death. This trend of having chefs perform their work in public for the diner's entertainment is unfortunately on the increase. Call me old-fashioned, but I, for one, would prefer that executions be confined to the kitchen, as for example at the Shanghai Two-Step in Crafton, where I recently spent 7 years manacled to a wall of the main dining room without seeing a single intentional fatality. In any case, my associate reported with her dying breath, the flounder and pasta both were excellent. After her demise, I sampled both, and I concur. I ordered the strawberry trifle for dessert, and it was during the scant 9 days before its arrival that the Chrysanthemum Court underwent a change of management. I surmised from the sporadic gunfire I heard from the direction of the kitchen that there would be some changes in policy. Sure enough, a day later I was asked to move to a different room. I was hustled upstairs, still naked except for the napkin, which unfortunately had to be used as a blindfold, and seated in an unlit linen closet on the 2nd floor. Intimate is one thing, but cramped is another. The new owners need to take a serious look at their physical plant. The trifle, however, was excellent, lusciously sweet, but not cloying. I was prepared to linger over coffee, but after only 6 weeks, the station's private SWAT team led a rescue operation that resulted in death for roughly half the restaurant's staff. Despite this hardship, the Chrysanthemum Court has remained open, and I recommend it highly. It would be a superb place to entertain out-of-town guests. For Good Taste, this is Carter Pounder. Good evening.